Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast between WhiteRa and CauthonLuck here on Lost Temple. WhiteRa spawning over here as the red Protoss player. Meanwhile, we have CauthonLuck spawning over here as the blue Terran player. Last time very hard versus T. So apparently WhiteRa not liking the Protoss versus Terran matchup. Funny thing is, I don't like the Terran versus Protoss matchup. But anyways, WhiteRa would probably wipe the floor with me. WhiteRa now just training up some more probes, gonna go ahead and place down a pylon. Meanwhile, CauthonLuck most likely going to go ahead and open up with a 10 supply depot build. And once after that, we will see what exactly the opening strategies are. So CauthonLuck laying down this early supply depot, really deciding to wall off. Some players don't like to wall off their base; they like to put the supply depot here in order to speed up the mining. But in the Protoss game, I really think it's important to try to do the wall off even against Zerg, as you may have to deal with a run by of Zerglings. Terran versus Terran, not quite as much, just because run bys are not nearly as powerful, because those Marines and those Marauders are all range units anyways. So yeah, really not that powerful there. WhiteRa coming in, trying to take down this SCV over here. SCV now down to 25 hit points. As WhiteRa just moving around with this probe, and this probe is going to be able to recharge its shields very, very easily. And once it recharges its shields, it will be able to come back in and join in on that fight and now deal more damage towards another SCV. So another SCV, and now CauthonLuck coming in. They're going to have another duel. WhiteRa most likely going to pull away with that probe at the last moment. So that probe has done about 40 damage or 50 damage worth of damage, 50 points of damage without having taken any real damage as well. So this probe down to 15, 17, 18, 20 hit points, may go ahead and try to re-engage. And yeah, once again re-engaging, and WhiteRa just dealing a lot of damage towards multiple SCVs and continuing to do a great job constantly harassing. That is a definite hero probe, even though it didn't get any kills. Back over here we have the assimilator now down, a gateway being placed down, but no cybernetics core yet. So no cybernetics core and no zealots being trained. There's that cybernetics core hiding in the back of that base, as that SCV is going to come in and try to get some sight. And this is all off of, no, this is now off of 2 pylons, so it was not cybernetics core before the second pylon. Nexus now chrono boosting again. Another SCV trying to come in, trying to do as much harassment as possible. Down, away goes that SCV. SCV down to 30 hit points as another probe comes in with that additional mining as well. So back over here, Marine wanting to make sure that there is no sort of proxy pylon, proxy warp gate play, and clears out any potential pylons in the area. Zealot now going to come in and trying to join in on this fight, perhaps trying to do a little bit of harassment. One probe down to 16 hit points. A Zealot may be able to try to intercept that Marine, and no, going to go after that SCV instead. So that SCV does move a little bit faster. The movement speed of a Zealot and the movement speed of a Marine are essentially the same. However, because of the range, the concussive shell, and also potentially the concussive shells of that Marauder, the Marauder should be able to kite and take out that Zealot. That Zealot already down to 99 hit points. All of its shields have been depleted. And yeah, and the concussive shells are already there. So the concussive shell was slowing down the Zealot. This replay was brought to you by lucomputers.com. Go ahead and check out their website. There are a bunch of computers that were tested for StarCraft 2 on their main page on the top right hand corner. WhiteRa now running around on the inside, making sure there's no hidden tech, and now going to go ahead and try to do some more scouting as well, as a group of Marines and 2 Marauders and a Marine perhaps going to try to push on in. 2 Zealots and 1 Stalker ready to receive them with open arms. And now down goes that last probe. So CauthonLuck going again for a late Reaper. That late Reaper will be able to jump up onto that high ground and give sight towards those units, which is absolutely critical. In come that Reaper, the Reaper will be able to jump up, and there he goes, perhaps trying to take down that Stalker. That Stalker taking a lot of damage there, and down it goes. So very nicely done. That Reaper may be able to just play hopscotch up and down that cliff and perhaps start taking down some of these Zealots. So really, really beautiful play coming in from CauthonLuck, as that Reaper is just being microed purely for sight. Down goes one of those pylons. Pylons is going to be absolutely critical, as WhiteRa is now supply locked, 34 at 34, unable to produce any additional units, as 1 Stalker coming in. So 3 Zealots trying to fight off 2 Marauders and a Reaper, and that he could have finished the game there, or dealt a lot of damage, perhaps pulled a lot of units back. But WhiteRa now going into a 3-gate build with a Templar Archives, and will be able to come back in. WhiteRa has the larger army, and CauthonLuck, realizing or thinking that he couldn't finish the game in this particular situation, decides to return home And that additional pressure may have worked out for him. That Reaper with that fast movement speed, in addition with the Marauders and that concussive shell, should have been able to take down these 3 Zealots and then just take down any units as they come in a single file line. WhiteRa will be able to macro up a fairly large army now, running off of a 4-gate, and now getting Psystorm as well, training up some High Templars in order to get as much energy onto those units. However, in comes this Reaper, so Reaper now coming in. Reaper now with 2 kills, being microed very well. Perhaps we'll get some more Reaper, more probe kills. Gonna get up to 4 kills most likely. Oh, one of those probes jumps inside and was not able to take down those 2 low hit point probes there. So yeah, very nicely done by WhiteRa. WhiteRa forcing his probe to go into the assimilator to avoid that kill shot. Production wise, Psystorm being researched, we have the level 1 weapon upgrade, more Zealots being warped in, as well as we have a group of Marauders and Marines, but this is not going to work out nearly as well as it did just a moment ago. The Psystorm will be finished researching down to 20, and now in comes a scanner sweep, and oh, that High Templar getting caught out of position, so that was really poorly done there. And Templar Archives nearly completed, and now up to 75 energy. Is it going to be enough? Are we going to get the Psystorm? Psystorm, there we go, perfect Psystorm, and all those units getting killed. 10 kills on that High Templar by 1 Psystorm, greatly timed. And now WhiteRa in a very dominant position, taking down 500 to 700 minerals worth of an army with 1 spell. Very nicely done. Just absolutely great micro play there. High Templars probably going to continue to just warp in, and WhiteRa now able to take his low ground and take his natural expansion. In Harvester wise, both players sitting fairly even. CauthonLuck able to mine more minerals just because he's currently not mining as much gas. Or actually no, he does finally have 3 on each of these gas. I'm gonna go ahead and continue to get gas over here. But production wise, we have a robotics facility, Zealots, Marauders, factories now coming into play. This is still anyone's game at this stage. Even though CauthonLuck took that very hard loss just a moment ago, WhiteRa should be able to, excuse me, WhiteRa realizes that he doesn't have the army to really try to counter what CauthonLuck is currently throwing at him. Without those without those Zealot legs, those Marauders will be able to kite those Zealots all day long. Even Stalkers don't have Blink, and those High Templars only have Psystorm. This is more of a defensive posture that WhiteRa is being forced to take. It's really going to depend on how CauthonLuck tries to push. If CauthonLuck tried to expand at this moment in the game, he may be fairly successful, as he's currently queuing up a lot of SCVs as well. CauthonLuck taking an extra expansion, perhaps trying to increase his production, would work out fairly well for him. Nice reactor play from that factory. Most likely going to lift off, try to start training some medevacs as well, as Marauders with medevacs are much stronger. Level 1 weapons upgrade already completed. No ground upgrade yet, as we also have a Ghost Academy, but no arming of that nuclear silo at this time. Back over here, we have a large Marauder army sitting over here by the Xel'Naga Watchtower, really just keeping WhiteRa in his base. Unit tab wise, we have 49 Harvesters for Cathlon, WhiteRa sitting at 42, and army wise, WhiteRa sitting on a more expensive gas army, but really CauthonLuck sitting with the more expensive mineral army as well. How's this going to work out? WhiteRa moving out with this probe, or sorry, with this observer, will be able to catch sight of all these Marauders sitting here in the middle of the map. And does CauthonLuck see that? It may be able to see it, and now we see some medevacs as well. So medevacs coming in. And medevac's going to come in and be able to heal up some of those lower hit point units. And now medevacs have cargo. 8 Marauders in these 2 medevacs. Back over here, a forge has been laid down. No weapons upgrade coming in from there. And now all I have to say is stay tuned for part 2 of this replay between CauthonLuck and WhiteRa here on Lost Temple.